Take a seat, take a sip. It's Coffee O'Clock. Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And welcome back to another episode of Coffee O'Clock. I'm your host, Nur Alia Shamila. And as always, I'm here to bring you something warm, just like your coffee. So, for tonight, we are diving into something that is becoming very common in our life, especially students. And that is artificial intelligence or AI. So, as a student, we commonly use AI to help us in writing, do research, and also understand a tough topic, right? But is it actually helping us, or it just makes us feel too dependent? So, for tonight's topic, artificial intelligence, your frenemy, we're gonna talk about how AI changed the way we study, the benefit and risk, and also how can we use AI ethically and responsibly. But of course, I am not alone tonight. We have two amazing guests here with me. So, here with me, Dr. Liza Abdullah and also Brother Adlan. Hi, Dr. Brother. Okay, so how are you guys doing? Okay?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so for this week night, it's all good, right? For the assignment, submission, and also midterms.
Yeah, we're supposed.
Okay.
As for me, there are a lot of markings.
As for me, I'm just done with midterm quiz and all that.
So have you done all your midterm and assignment?
Yes, but assignments still in progress.
Okay. So have you had your dinner first before coming here?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
had
So
dinner.
what about
Thank you.
Brother? Have
Yeah,
you had
same.
your dinner? Okay. Thank you so much for
Have you?
coming. No, actually, I'm fasting today, but yeah, I'm just preparing for this, so I'm gonna eat later.
I see. Okay.
So, before we begin, can you guys give a short introduction about yourself? So, can we start first with Doctor?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you for having me here. My name is Liza Abdullah, Dr. Liza Abdullah, and I am an English language lecturer at the Centre for Languages and Pre-University Academic Development, SALPAD, IIUM. And at the moment, I'm holding a post of Deputy Director, Academic and Internationalization at SALPAD.
Okay, Doctor. So, what about you, Brother?
Okay, so Assalamualaikum. My name is Ahmad Adlan bin Abdul Halim. I was the head of training and development of IO Teams KICT.
Okay.
And currently I am the one of the trainers of the IO Teams. So if you guys want to know, IO Teams is actually a club under KICT. They have different workshops and many other activities.
Okay. So, so because of our topic is artificial intelligence, so can we start, start from Doctor. So can we know what does artificial intelligence actually means in your opinion?
Okay, to begin with, I'm not an expert. I'm not an
it's
expert
okay.
as I think brother here is in artificial intelligence. But I will speak on from the perspective of language instructor. Okay, from language perspective. So I would define. I think as everybody would define artificial intelligence as like literally it means artificial, which is man-made. Right?
Yeah.
It's got something to do with human intelligence. Yeah, and I think it's like a system. Our brother can correct me if I'm wrong. A system that is capable of performing tasks which requires human intelligence, right? And it also is able to stimulate cognitive abilities of humans, like learning, planning, problem solving. In fact, can actually lead to creativity, right? So yeah, that would be.
Okay. So what about Brother Adlan?
So Doctor already said the definition.
Okay.
So in AI, we can see it in a spectrum actually. From the most simple one like the autocorrect features that we have in our phones, and to wider and more complex like ChatGPT for example. And behind the AI is actually powered by machine learning. So in a simpler term, Machine learning is when the system is supplied with data and the system will continuously grow. So that's why we can see that the AI will actually become more smarter.
Okay, yeah, I do agree with that. Okay, so doctor, in your like point of view, how does AI like start becoming a normal part, especially in student life? In student life, like why is it? From your like how you notice that? Yeah.
Okay, from my teaching, because I am at the same time teaching
Yeah.
a course in which is a unicore, which is called English for Academic Writing.
Ah.
All right, this course is actually emphasizing on students' ability
Yes.
in writing as well as other language skills, such as presentation skills, reading, as well as critical thinking. So I think it started when I double check actually in in the year 2022. When people actually started talking about ChatGPT, and I was not really in the loop at that point.
Okay.
So, but when I started, actually we started noticing the work of our students, in which like wow,
Wow. That's very professional.
I mean, as a lecturer, I
Yeah.
would know my students,
Okay.
because the way I know how they speak, I know
Yeah.
how they think in class,
Okay.
but when it comes to their writing, I feel like wow, what is this? So that's why
Okay.
I felt at that point after 2022, I found that this must be the work of AI, but it was a speculation.
Okay.
So at that point.
Oh my god, we are exposed.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Brother Adlan, like, how do you personally use AI tools in your daily studies? Like how do you use ChatGPT? Like always?
Yeah, actually, I use AI quite a lot. So one of my favorite ways to use AI
Yeah.
is actually when I'm not in the mood to study,
Okay.
I always put in the slide into ChatGPT and
Okay.
ask ChatGPT to generate MCQ questions or maybe a flashcard to just refresh what I have already learned in class. So that's one way to use AI in studies
That's
actually.
the right thing to do.
Yes.
Actually, using AI.
So that is a confession
Yeah.
already.
Okay,
Yes.
that's a
So
confession.
my speculation just now was close to the truth, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
almost. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, almost.
Okay. So doctor, do you think students who often use AI is lazy student actually?
Well, I wouldn't be safe if I say it is, because I'm sitting right next to
Okay.
the head of the president of IoT, right, things. Okay, but personally, I would not call them lazy.
Okay.
Because I think everybody is using it. Yeah. So to me, I would define it. I mean, lazy itself is a negative connotation from language perspective. But from what I see, I mean, it's already there. Right, that is what we have to live with. So I would say that it's too convenient. Yeah, for me, if I compare myself, I'm like maybe Generation X, right? In which I started with nothing, and now with wow, it really makes wonders. So I felt like, and I have to be very optimistic because we have to embrace the change. So I have to be, and also my colleagues and the others, we have to move together with what we are, we have now. So I would say because it's too convenient. Okay, if you say that I feel that they are lazy, no, perhaps if the use of it is like not controlled and not used appropriately, then it will be too reliant. Students are becoming too reliant, too dependent on it, and that is not good. And something has to be done.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so macam as a student me myself, I use AI a lot actually because
Another confession.
okay,
Yes.
another confession
So I'm
because
not
so this is another confession. I use AI a lot because sometimes during the late of night I was like I have a question about this kind of topic and then I was like I'm so shy to ask the lecturer actually because
Uh-huh.
they must be like, oh, she didn't focus in class, like that. So that's why I asked AI, can you help me? So AI like they give like a very specific answer, just like what I
Yes,
want, and also
exactly.
a student like us, mostly they confess also to AI emotionally, so they can
Oh,
comfort us
wow.
actually. Yeah, oh like that.
So
So
they is
we,
able to respond.
yeah, so we love ChatGPT so much.
No wonder my students are quiet in class. If I ask any question, everybody is fine. I don't know what they're
Because
doing
after
after.
class they ask ChatGPT.
I
Yes.
know, right?
So
So,
sometimes, yeah, because
yeah.
sometimes as a student pun, we ask ChatGPT, what should I have for my lunch? Like that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But we
Okay.
have to give a context, right? The
Yes,
situation
yes.
in which,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
we are
So,
hungry, very hungry, things like that.
yes. Okay. So for Brother Adlan, have you ever like, when you use ChatGPT, have you ever like, question yourself like, this is not a right way to do. This is not the right way. I should use this ChatGPT or any AI tools.
I see. So another confession lah.
Yeah, another confession.
Okay,
Please,
so
please.
actually, I once have a problem in coding assignments. So
Ah.
I asked ChatGPT, and yes, ChatGPT provide me the full solution. So I think that's not the right thing lah, because I feel like I was cheating myself. I did not learn
Yes.
anything from that.
Yeah.
It's like I need to draw the line between using AI as an assistance and without crossing the line of just copy and paste from the ChatGPT.
Yeah. Because as a student point, as a student, so we need to use AI as a like reference or any backup point lah.
Yes,
We
not
we
just
cannot rely like
yes. The
100% on.
final work must reflect the student's understanding.
Yeah.
Not everything is done by AI.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I do agree with that. Okay, so before we continue, like specifically in ethics, so why don't we take a break first, chill, and take a sip of water to relax? Okay, so for the audience out there, don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a little bit. Take a sip, take a sip. It's Coffee O'Clock.
What is AI? AI, or artificial intelligence, is a type of computer technology that allows machines to think, learn, and make decisions, almost like human. It's the tech behind voice assistants like Siri and Alexa, powers self-driving cars, and helps recommendation systems on platforms like YouTube and Netflix suggest what you might like next. But AI isn't just about convenience, it's powerful. Did you know that AI can actually beat humans at complex games? Systems like DeepMind's AlphaGo have defeated world champions in games like Go, a game once thought far too complicated for a machine to master. AI can also write, and not just basic text. We're talking essays, stories, songs, even computer code and art. Tools like ChatGPT are doing things we once believed only humans could do. It's also behind the wheel. Literally, companies like Tesla and Waymo use AI to drive cars, while others like DJI use it to fly autonomous drones with impressive precision. But it's not all good news. AI can be biased and even dangerous. If it's trained on flawed or unfair data, it can make harmful decisions in areas like hiring, law enforcement, or lending. And perhaps the most fascinating and unsettling fact of all, AI is advancing fast. But even the experts don't always understand how it works. The way some advanced systems make decisions is still a mystery. It's what's known as the black box problem. Artificial intelligence is powerful, growing, and transforming our world. And we're only beginning to understand what it can really do.
Take a seat, take a sip. It's Coffee O'Clock. Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back with me again, your host, Nur Alia Sharmila. So, before we continue, let's talk about something important, which is ethics. So, in school and university, we must use AI, like artificial intelligence, our topic, honestly and correctly, right? Okay, so, doctor, so can I know, like, what does ethical AI usage actually means to you, and specifically in university, like? Yeah.
Right. To begin with, after being in a few conferences talking about AI, the rise of AI in language teaching and learning, because if I'm not mistaken, last year we had a lot of conferences, symposium talking about this, because the most affected, I think, field. That was mentioned by some of the speakers, that the most affected field is language teaching, actually, because what we've been doing is making the students be able to have the skills, in writing, in speaking, and other language skills. So to me, if we talk about ethics in academic setting, it has been challenging, for us. And how are we going to actually determine whether this is a work of our students or this is a work of chat GPT? But again, if I were to go back to what I mentioned just now, that we have to embrace the change, that we cannot put it aside. We have to keep abreast of what is going on now in the world. We have to be optimistic, but I think I always tell my students, if they are here as university student, what is the objective of being in here? We do have chat GPT, we do have all these AI.
Yes.
By right, they should feel thankful, they should feel grateful that they have all this to actually assist them. So we still have to have this mindset that AI is there to assist, not to replace them. All right. So the objective of being here in university is for you to brush up the skills, gain knowledge, and make sure that the knowledge and the skills that you are gaining, or you are polishing yourself, will be a lifelong learning.
Yeah.
So whether it's sustainable or not. So from there, you have to think of balance, between using ChatGPT and also your own work. So of course, if we talk about using ChatGPT or any other AI tools without you being putting your own efforts, and that goes against the academic integrity.
Yeah, sometimes during the night I question myself, like, how, like, the alumni, like the students before the AI, how can they study without AI assisting them? So they are
Exactly.
very clever to me, because we rely on AI to ask a lot more questions about
Exactly.
AI. Yeah.
So going back to that, if I can add a bit, actually you should take AI as something that, okay, if we were before without all this, right, we could achieve, and maybe they could achieve a lot of things. And by right, you should also do the same with the assistance of AI, and you should be aiming for even higher, higher than
Yes.
what they have achieved. So because
Yeah.
everything can, you can, it makes your life easier, actually.
Yes.
So your achievement should be higher.
Yeah.
So
So Brother Adlan, agree with it?
Yes. Actually, it is based on our intention.
Yeah.
If it's used correctly, it's fine.
Yeah. So Brother Adlan, so like, how do you think, like, student, like, nowadays are aware or like understand the difference how to use AI correctly, in the right way or the wrong way, actually?
To be honest, I think most of the students did not know that how to use AI correctly. Why? Because in assignments, they can just use it to generate all of the report, for example, all of the essay, without needing the need to do the research themselves. So I think it's like Doctor said before, like there are needs to the balance between the AI assistants, and then students actually needs to draw the line between using AI as an assistance only,
Yes.
or without, what can we say, like just copy paste it from the
Yeah,
AI.
yeah.
So I think university should provide a clear guideline, because we cannot restrict AI, because it is a future things. It will we will use it, but there are need for clear guidelines and awareness for students to use AI.
Yeah. So, okay, what do you think, Brother Adlan? Do you think as a student, should AI ethic, learning AI ethic, should be part of university subject? In your opinion, as a student?
In my opinion,
Yeah, as a student.
because in UIA we have already many subjects, right?
Okay.
But I think we don't need to add another subject.
Okay.
Like we just need to add in every lectures, like seminar.
Okay.
Before, for example, in CFS, we can add the subject there.
Okay. So, what about you, Doctor? So, do you think that learning AI should be part of university subject?
I would agree with Brother Adlan, right? That to me, I mean, it doesn't have to be on its own, yeah. But what we have to do. I mean, I may not be speaking on behalf of the other colleagues of mine or my center, but from my perspective, I mean, from my point of view, I would say that it has to be embedded. Yeah, it has to be embedded in any subject. All right, so it has to be by design. I mean, in the subject itself, like, you know, there would be something on AI. Then for us, okay, if I may share our experiences in Southpad, yeah, in teaching the English for academic writing, in which we are teaching at the whole university, all students teaching English for academic writing, we have actually moved on. Yeah, we have moved on, and then we have integrated AI into our teaching and also students learning. So as such, you know, after the phase of being aware, okay, first we will have to make ourselves aware that students are doing this, students are doing that, and all that. Everybody is aware. But now is the phase of us to innovate, to come up or to think of something new, for our assessment, for our teaching. So we integrate AI, ChatGPT in our curriculum, and we also have to think of different ways of assessing, different kinds of assessment in which we have incorporated a lot more of presentation skills, in which students are not allowed to bring any notes or look at their phones, so they have to be able to manage the handle Q&A session very well. So, and also in terms of assessment, we have got to reduce some marks for the language because the language part has been taken care of AI. So what we do is more on making students aware that how they have to have a good command in using AI, in using ChatGPT, as you said, that you may not know, students may not know like how to actually use. So yeah, I mean, I always tell my student that if you do this, then you have to have a good command. You have to know why you're doing this, why doing that. That's why we have a lot of consultation with our students. We question that why you do this, why you do that. And I always tell them that as a writer, they are the architect of their own writing. You know, okay, let me just give a simple analogy. Let's say you're getting married, right? And you just hire a wedding planner, right? And you just pay. It's like ChatGPT. You just pay your wedding planner, and you want everything to be done. It's very easy. But along the way, you want your wedding to be yours. You want you in the, you know, what the setting.
What is the uniqueness?
Exactly. So you have to have you yourself in your own planning of the wedding, because it is you. So same goes to your writing. Writing reflects your personality. And people will know and see this, and this is you. So yeah, at the end of the day, the writing should be reflect you.
Okay. So Doctor, so from just now, so like how do you think student can balance their using AI with their what we call putting on their efforts lah, macam tu.
That's why, as I also already mentioned, also like what we do, because to me, for us is we have to do something. That's why we move on. Yeah, for certain courses, we have to think of coming up with new ways of assessing, so that students will balance. Yeah, with balance. Like they are allowed to use ChatGPT.
Yes.
You should love our
Yeah.
classes. ChatGPT. At the same time, some of them may not like it because these are not what required in the course. And we go and we want good direction in the writing. We want good citation, so they
Yes.
are answerable. So there will be a lot of personalized kind of learning going on. We have that's to answer the question that it has to be embedded in the
Yeah. Okay.
subjects.
So what about you, Brother Adlan? So like, as a student, like how can you balance using AI with putting in your effort itself lah?
Okay, so for me specifically,
Yeah.
I personally use AI, ChatGPT, for to generate ideas.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get the instruction of projects, we don't know what to do, and then here comes the AI. We get the ideas, and then for the final work, we need to make sure that, like Doctor said, we need it to reflect our uniqueness, what's in there, so that after we complete the final work, we can always use AI back, like to proofread, to ask the feedback where we can improve, and I think that's how to maintain originality for the
Yeah,
work.
that's true. That's true. Because using AI is just like, this is not like your own. So
Yes.
for me, this is not your hard work. This is
It's just
for
generated.
me. Yeah, this is
Yes.
generated actually.
It's
Yeah.
not your own writing.
Yeah, this is not on your writing. Okay, so before we continue to the next segment, which is we will stand by the best game ever, a little fun game. So why don't we take a break first?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
sure. So for the audience out there, don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a little bit. Take a seat, take a sip. It's Coffee O'Clock.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, comes with some great advantages, but also a few serious concerns. Let's start with the good stuff. AI works fast, really fast. It can process information and complete tasks in seconds, much quicker than any human could, and it doesn't get tired. AI can run 24/7, working day and night without needing a break. It's also perfect for handling boring or dangerous jobs, like repetitive factory work or tasks in hazardous environments, so people don't have to. When it comes to accuracy, AI often makes fewer mistakes than humans, especially in areas like calculations or data checking. And we see smart AI in our everyday lives, recommending videos we might like, helping us shop online, or even navigating traffic. But AI isn't perfect. One major concern is jobs. As AI takes over more tasks, some people may lose their jobs, especially in industries where automation is easy. And while AI is smart, it's not truly creative. It can't come up with new ideas or think outside the box like humans can. There's also the risk of people becoming too dependent on AI, relying on it so much that they stop thinking for themselves. Then there's privacy. AI often collects a lot of personal information, which raises big questions about how that data is used and who has access to it. And finally, AI can be misused. In the wrong hands, it can be used for things like hacking, spreading misinformation, or creating fake content. AI is powerful, and while it offers amazing possibilities, it's important to use it wisely and always keep people at the center of the technology.
Take a seat, take a sip. It's Coffee O'Clock. Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back again with me for the last session of tonight's episode. So we're gonna continue like a big conversation before we start to our game. So doctor, as per mentioned by Brother Adlan, that university should do their guideline right for AI. Okay, so as a lecturer, can we know that is there any guideline for AI for the students?
Yeah, thank you for the question, because I would like to highlight this actually when you actually there is a skill, which was, I think, introduced in 2024, which was last year. It is called AI AS, which is artificial intelligence assessment scale.
Oh.
Actually, there is a scale also, and it was also publicly published on the website of Ministry of Higher Education. So we basically use that, yeah, for our center for the language course, that particular language course. We use that assessment scale in which it has from number 1 up to number 5. For example, maybe you can everybody can go to the website. Like number 1 is like no usage of AI at all, and then number 2 is like AI can be used in generating ideas. Actually, you're doing right, brainstorming and all. And number 3 is more on editing to help students in editing, and then rectify the grammar errors and all that. And then goes number 4 and 5 with the, I think it's more on the technical things and all that. So for our course, the one that we are actually have moved on, that I said that we actually using 3. Yeah, it's like number 1 with no ChatGPT, in which that is in our final exam, students sit and do the work itself, like real time assessment. And we have number 2 and number 3. So actually that is a guideline. So if we want to come up with that assessment, but that is actually ethical. So that is ethical, but we have to take a few steps forward to actually do adjustment in our assessment. Yeah, I'll let you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, for this information. Actually, I just know this information. I hope that our audience pun get to know this. Okay, so shall we start our fun little game?
Okay.
Okay.
Looking forward.
Okay, so for the game, it called AI or II.
AI
or II.
Okay.
Okay. So I will give you some situation that is related or involving AI in university. So you just tell me AA if it's ethical, AA. And then if it's not ethical, then AI, no way.
No way. Okay.
Yeah. So if it's ethical, AA. And if it's not ethical, then AI, no way.
Okay.
Okay. So shall we start? Okay. So the first question is, a student use ChatGPT to generate research ideas but rewrites the content in their own words. So AI or II?
AI, no way. No way.
For me is
AI.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Can we elaborate?
okay. So using AI to brainstorm or spark ideas is acceptable. Okay. Yeah, as long as the final work is original and the student maintain critical thinking. So it's similar to using online article or books lah for the inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So is it no way?
No, because for me is when you want to do a research, it
Yeah.
has to be something that it comes from you rather than from a robot. We normally start with observation. What we're actually looking around, and then we should come up with the idea that we're going to work on this. But then if it is fine, then it's ethical. Then it will be good.
I think it's like the AI will do the observation work.
Yeah.
Really? So that's it's sensitive towards the environment as well. Okay.
Okay, we'll continue.
I learned something again.
Okay, so for the second scenario, a student use an AI tool to summarize a 50-page reading and skips the actual reading.
I know it.
I know it.
Of course.
So like summaries can help, but skipping the full reading,
No reading at all.
yeah,
Yes.
no reading at all is no,
It's
cannot.
because we don't know the context.
Yeah.
The reading.
So like you didn't read at all and you don't know the context, so
It's okay to revise
Yeah.
the summary,
That's
but
unethical.
yes,
Yeah,
unethical.
unethical. So the third scenario is a group project leader use AI to finish everyone's part without telling the team.
AI,
No way.
I know
No
it.
No way.
Yeah, sure, because it breaks the trust and teamwork
Exactly.
actually. Yeah. Okay, so for the fourth scenario, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Students use AI tool to generate quizzes, flashcards, and interactive simulation
That's
based
me.
on their course material, just like Brother Adlan said just
I
now.
wouldn't say anything because you already
So
said
is it AI know it or I?
Uh,
I.
For
So
the
for
what
that,
is your answer?
I cannot. It's your opinion.
To generate ideas?
To generate quizzes, flashcards, and
Oh, I think it should be
interactive
okay, right?
situations.
It's
I
one
think
way of
it's
study.
Yeah.
yeah.
Revision.
Okay, good. Okay. So the fifth scenario is a professor used AI to grade student essays without
Oh
reviewing
no.
them
Cannot.
manually.
Yeah, I know it.
I know
I
it.
know it.
I
You
know
should
I know
it.
read
it.
our
Exactly.
writing. You know. Yeah, I can assist, but full reliance skill in accuracy can lack to human judgment lah, like that. Okay. For the sixth scenario is a student write a full essay using an AI generator and only edits the intro and conclusion.
Oh no.
I know it.
That is zero.
So this is considered plagiarism, right?
Exactly. That's why we have drafts. Yeah, we cannot have one and then submit. No, we have drafts after drafts and then discuss.
Have you done that before?
Actually, yes, but
Confession.
the draft-
Another
the
confession.
Drafts, yes,
But
but
I did
not
not
the
submit
submission
the-
of the
I
whole
use
thing.
for the
yeah.
draft.
Okay. Okay. So for the last scenario, AI-powered translation tools help non-native speakers and better understand lectures and course material in a multicultural classroom.
Yes.
Yes.
AI. So using AI is responsibly cross-checking translation and using them as learning aids rather than relying solely on them.
They learn another language.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So have your students or your classmates have done
Oh
that?
yeah, I think when I have all those students who have low proficiency in English language, they keep on using that to understand us. So we allow them.
Okay, doctor, before we end our session, I have a very last question for you. Like from your perspective, what do you expect from the future university student who will grow up with AI? That's my general question I really want to ask. Yeah.
Okay, the university student graduating with AI,
Yeah.
okay, I would say as I go back to my my standards now that it's up to the individual. You have to know your limit, right? So first go back to the reason you're here in the university, and with AI is supposed to assist you, yeah. And by right, to me, if they use AI with appropriately, yeah, with the ethics and up to what extent they should use AI and all that, I think there shouldn't be. I mean, I cannot be pessimistic about it. I mean, that's what they have to, they are living in. But whatever it is, we have to go back to the national philosophy of education in Malaysia that, we are to, students need to know that they have to graduate as a holistic person, yeah, and balance emotionally and with knowledge, and not just produce like a robot, like I mean, you yourself, you should know whether you are competent enough or not to be in the world out there. Then it's like, knowing the language is like a skill. It's not just a content. It's like you learn how to swim, yeah. How you gonna fake swimming, right? How you gonna fake that you have the skills of the language? So when you are out there, are you going to survive? Are you going to depend too much on that? So to me, go back to the individual, go back to the philosophy of education, and for our university is the concept of Tawhidic epistemology, and you have to be amanah, yeah, everything, all the knowledge that you have, it all interconnected to our God, yeah, Allah. So integrity. Yeah,
Integrity.
it's
Yeah.
amanah for you, for your parents, for the university. So if everybody has that, and with the help of AI, you are making yourself even better than those people who graduated before.
Yeah,
Mm.
I agree with you, Doctor. Okay,
Mm-mm.
thank you so much, Doctor.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you.
my pleasure.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Okay, so and it brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for our guests, Dr. Liza and also Brother Adlan, for your insight. And also thank you so much for our audience out there for watching. So we hope that this episode help you gain a little more like knowledge about AI. Just like any other tool, it's about how we use it. So use it in the right way, so it will be your best friend. Use it in the wrong way, that it will hold you back. Okay? So don't use it in a like very wrong way. Don't copy. Okay? Okay. So so don't forget to follow RIMTV on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and also others. Okay. So for more great content, don't forget to follow our social media. See you in another episode. I'm your host, Nur Alia Shamila. Take a seat, take a sip. It's Coffee O'Clock. Bye.